We are on Arabia yet again, and in the blue we have a Paladin Rambo who is playing as the Huns, which is the standard on Arabia. And in the green we have Saren playing as the Chinese, which is not a common civ to see on Arabia at all. So let's speed things up quickly while I give you a little bit of an introduction quickly. Saren is actually Chris. So there you go. Something interesting to think. And playing as the Chinese, I've actually been looking at the rec pack that went up today, and it appears that he's starting to play with random civilizations. So there might be a little bit of damage in there for Viper if he's not careful. And the next tournament we might see, the next big 1v1, who knows, it might be random civs all the way down. So, could be really interesting to see. I'd actually love to see a tournament where it's just forced random civs. I know it wouldn't be fair all the time, but it would be about making stuff happen, even though it's not there to be given. So, which is a really good point. So, actually, post your comments below. Do you think just players should be given a civilization, be able to pick whatever civilization they want? Do you think it should be set civilizations, or do you think it should be all random? And when I say pick civilizations, I mean they pick their civs before they go into the match, and they go up against who they go up against, and they can't change their civ. It's set. You have your specific civ that you want, you take it, that's what you're playing with. I think that could be really interesting to see. Could promote a few different civilizations being played. Seeing all random as well in a tournament would actually be ridiculous. So that's pretty cool to think. So going up with his mill before his lumber camp, which is really important to note, because it means he has to use all these straggler trees which are sitting around here, means he's also going to be able to get his farms up nice and quick. So he's not going to be able to cut those down first. Seeing that house go down in front of the boar there, always a good plan to put one down, because every now and then, in my opinion, when you're luring a boar in, you need a house around about the time that it'll be done. So there we go, shooting that villager. Well, that villager's shooting that boar nice and quickly, running back to the town centre, and it looks like he's going to be able to, yep, pretty much a perfect lure there, finishing off that boar. Got these 2 sheep left over, and going to be able to use this lumber camp here. And I think playing as Chinese as well, we should see quite a quick advance from Chris, just because Chris is a smart player, he knows what he's doing, and I doubt he came into this game knowing Chinese, I doubt he came in without a game plan. Currently on 22 population, and it doesn't look like he's, yes, still creating villages right now. Could potentially cancel some of these off and even get up even faster. And there we go, we did actually see the cancel right then. And there we go, going up already. Going up at 8 minutes 23. That's still a pretty standard time, so it's not absolutely ridiculous. Even though, yeah, it means we should see the advance about, what, like 10:30-ish? That sounds about right. And starting the small wall off here, which is smart as well. Going to be able to stop any harassment coming in from here. Barracks is up already. Rambo actually winning the scores at the moment. Let's actually check quickly what we've scouted for Saren. He scouted a lot of them out. Rambo about the same, so it's still pretty close. Once that barracks has gone up though, Saren has managed to take the lead. I'll just start saying Chris from now on, because you know who I'm talking about. I introduced him at the start. So getting a full wall off on at the moment, and I don't know whether this is due to the fact that Tim's had such success in the tournament with walling off or not. But it's definitely an option he has there. And let's see, we do have a really late rush, well, Drush coming in from Rambo right now. Looks like he's moving forward with some villages as well, so Chris is going to get forwarded right now, which can be a really, really dangerous. And scout cover here, getting the small advantage. It looks like we are going to see Rambo lose his here. Probably could have tried to engage on the hill, done a little bit better there. Scouts being produced right now for our friend Chris. And let's see, men-at-arms are slowly trying to take out this wall, however that's not happening. Looks like we are going to see a tower come up over here though, yes, on this wood. Probably over here would have been a better position for it, get a better arc. But hey, as long as that tower goes up. Chris going up with the defensive tower quite quickly. And it looks like we see the man-at-arms upgrade from Rambo right now, so these scouts are going to be hard-pressed to take them out until they get the bloodlines upgrade. And then it'll be a lot closer. And tower over here starting to take this one out. Looks like Chris is not going to have too much trouble, but still, he's got 5 villages in that tower, well, had 5 villages, and there's only 4 forwards, so as long as there's more out of commission than you've sent out of commission, you should be alright at this stage. And what are we going to see from Chris now? Is he going to stay in scouts? It looks like he is. Might even see the fast castle, honestly, but well, it's hard to say. I don't usually see Chinese used a lot at all. Mainly the main time you see them get used is on, what am I thinking? I'm thinking of Land Nomad, and getting some advantage here with this tower firing in, really helping out, and managing to take off those units without too much trouble. These guys over here are going to be in a fair bit of trouble unless he manages to take out. Yes, so we got inside that tower without too much trouble, and villager there might be able to take it out. However, was attacked by that tower there. And this tower here is going to go down. And these villagers over here will be sacrificed to the almighty Chris. And goodbye right now. So it looks like we are going to see 4 villagers lost right now for Rambo. And there we go, losing those villagers up there, losing that tower. That's a big resource loss there to Rambo, and he's going to be pretty hard pressed now. He has transitioned into this archer combo. We'll actually just switch over so we can see him nice and quickly. But there we go, he's got the archer combo. He's got about, what, 7 out at the moment, going for a few more as well. He does have a spearman out at this stage. Probably should have gone a few more. Actually, he's got 2 out in play. Going down with another archer and a blacksmith, so he is going for a fast castle, I would say, which is interesting. No, he's not. He just wants to get that archer production up, because of course, if you are creating from all your archer ranges at once, it means your macro is too good for your military. And here comes the scouts from Chris, potentially going to be able to get in here and just harass a few of these villagers. Wall off going over here by Rambo, definitely a good decision to put that up. However, there has been a hole in this wall off over here. This is really going to cost him right now. Potentially a few villagers going to go down. He looks like these scouts will get the heal bonus on these villagers right now, and potentially going to lose 2 here by the looks of it. 1 going down. I didn't see if that other one died or if he got away. And losing 1 there. These scouts, however, are going to get attacked by the spear, but are getting out of there just in time. He's not going to have a lot of luck coming across here, it looks like, because he's got that wall off already in play. 2 spears over here as well, so unless he gets right into the back here, he's not going to be able to do a lot of harassment. That hole there as well, it really costs you. It's always worth getting a piece of palisade and going along your wall off just to make sure there's nothing there. Like, even here, there could be one for all I can see right now. Chris doing quite well on his economy right now. I don't think he's going up yet. No, he's not, but he's preparing to go up. He's got 500 food available in the bank already. And Rambo down by a little bit more than he would like to be at this stage. Not helpful at all, but still the scores are fairly close. We did see a little bit of harassment come in from Rambo. However, just Chris managed to fight that off really well at this stage. So let's speed this back up until we are going to see a little fight here by the looks of it. Archers are going to be able to do some damage to these scouts, and they do not have that next armor upgrade on them, so they're not going to be pretty resistant at this stage. And it looks like he might get boxed in by these spears here. And a little bit of bad control there from Rambo, managing not to get any hits on those guys whatsoever, and a lot of them walking away out of there with really low HP. We've got, how many, like 1, 2, 3, that was 3, isn't it? Yeah, we've got like 3 scouts there under 10 health. That's really not helpful. Haven't seen bloodlines for Chris yet either, so that doesn't mean we will be expecting him to go into knights. Most likely going to see an archer composition out of him. Might even see a fast castle to get some chukunus out. Nope, no stone on there, so that is definitely not the answer he's going for. Has the ability to advance up now, and there we go, seeing that advancement there. What's he going for? Can we tell yet? Stable. Another stable's going up, so it looks like he is going for knights. He hasn't got that bloodlines yet. And what happened to all those scouts? So over here, still no bloodlines though, which is really interesting. I can't remember. Let's actually check if the Chinese get bloodlines or not. I can't remember off the top of my head. Chinese. They do get bloodlines, so we're all good there. I was on the right track. I was pretty confident they did. And I hope that didn't screw up the video right then, so should be alright though. Bloodlines. Not yet? No? Interesting that we haven't seen it yet, because we usually see it quite quickly. Might see it as soon as he starts to get a little higher towards castle. And another stable coming out there, so it looks like we're going to see a very big knight build from Chris right now. Again, popularized by Tim, I believe, in the, it was the final, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the final game of the Viper vs. Tim Master Arabia final. And I've seen, like I've said this in another video previously, but I think this is going to change the metagame a bit. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more mass knights recently. We've seen it from a few players already. Who was it? I can't remember. I think he was playing Twick Apple Fan. It might have been Stark off the top of my head. That I saw in a few games from him. Now I'm seeing it from Chris. It's really interesting to see what the new... I think it might be the new thing, honestly, after this. Tim did so well in that game. Everyone's going to try and adopt that strategy, I believe. Knight. Have we seen... Where's those scouts? We've seen Bloodlines. Bloodlines has been done, so we're alright. We have seen the +1 attack and the +1 defense, too. So these Knights should be pretty confident going into battle at the moment. Where's that Blacksmith? Are we seeing the +2 defense? I have no idea what the Blacksmith is. And I can't even hotkey it. That's not helpful. Probably has one because he's got the upgrades. I bet it's right under my nose too. Oh, it's right there, that's why. And +2 has been done. I probably could have picked that up if I found that Blacksmith in time, but I couldn't find it, and my S key isn't zeroing in. That's not helpful. So we do see Paladin is trying to move out right now. He is down by like 1,200 points, which is a heap at this stage. But as we know, Tim is a very confident player. Not Tim, I was talking about his knight strategy before, it's confused me. Chris is a very confident player. We are seeing that crossbow upgrade there. We are seeing the +2 attack on these guys. And we are seeing quite a few mass knights from our friend Chris at this stage. He should be able to deal with this. These spears are not going to be helpful. If anything, he can always re-wall this and just go straight down to his opponent's base. However, right now, are we going to see the engagement from Chris? Looks like he is going to be engaging with this heal bonus here as well. Crossbows here falling pretty quickly. These knights not being able to do a ton of damage because boxing himself in here. Just that's a good stage there by Rambo, managing to take on some damage there. Spears, of course, still going to town on these knights, actually getting a few good hits in there, but it looks like it's going to be taken out without a lot of trouble. Chris actually deleting off his wall and his building there. Very smart plan there, because he's going to be able to get a better surround on these crossbows. Because as we do know, they are stacked on top of each other right now, and they are able to do quite a bit of damage when they're stacked like this. Chris actually losing a lot of knights in this fight here. However, I do believe he should be able to deal with this without too much trouble. And let's just check this quickly. Yes, here we go. And we should see more knights as well, so he's just going to be able to constantly reinforce at this stage. Rambo currently down by 1,200 points still, and he is starting to mass those cavalry archers. And we are seeing the double nope, just as one stable. We are seeing him go up to 4 ranges though, and 1 stable. So it looks like he will be getting some knights out to try and deal with his opponent's knights. Let's see how his macro is. Not the best in the world. That's good, but he's got like 2 queued here and none queued here. Something you really want to avoid, because naturally you can have an extra unit out. So nothing too bad there, nothing to threat. Going up with another 2 ranges. And let's see, is he still producing from all of them? No, he's not, because he does not have enough resources. So investing a little bit too heavily there in archery ranges, in my opinion. Should be probably getting out a few more spears as well, because he knows his opponent's going for a pretty high knight mix. So those spears would really help out, especially if he managed to mass them a little bit early on. Either force his opponent out of that knight mix. When you're committed to that, it's kind of hard to go from a knight eco into a cavalry archer eco. But like I said, it's really helpful if you just have those spears out, because they just have such good damage output, and they're just so cost effective up against knights. What are we seeing here? It looks like the wall-off has been redone for our friend Chris. And I keep saying that because I keep going to say Tim, and I need something to stall so I don't say Tim. But fact is, these knights can't get out at the moment, and it looks like we're going to see Tim just hanging out. And see, there I go, Tim again. We are going to see Chris just hang out at this stage, not go in for the fight. We are seeing another barracks come up for a Paladin Rambo at this stage. So spears are being created, quite a few of them too, actually. And out go the cavalry archers here. I fear he's not going to be able to get any harassment with them, mainly due to the fact that Chris has done really well with his eco. He's spread it out away from the edges. His worst spots are probably going to be over here and here. However, I don't think any harassment is going to come onto this wood at this stage. And it looks like we are going to see an engagement over here between Chris's knights and Paladin's cavalry archers instead of Paladins. But what are we seeing from our Chris? We are seeing the Mangonel come out. So the Mangonel is smart. It means he's going to be going to try and push forward with this against these cavalry archers. Battering Ram would have said that he's really trying to push in, but he's just trying to really contain his opponent at this stage. It's good scout micro there, actually, going in front. And looks like he's going to cut these guys off here with these knights. And a good play there. Looks like he might lose a few of these cavalry archers. Just 1, 2 going down at this stage. Potentially going to lose a second. No, he should be able to get out of that. We do see quite a few spears coming out for Rambo at this stage. He does have that double barracks, which I've already pointed out. And these spears should do heaps of extra damage up against these knights which he's facing. However, of course, Mangonel is going to be able to do pretty decent damage to spears as well if they get hit. Because like I've said just multiple times, Trash gets pretty much owned by Mangonels unless it's Hussars. And Hussars still take high damage from them even if they're just clumped up and not attacking. Mangonels are just a really high output damage unit. Rambo moving out at this stage. This scout actually being a freaking genius. I don't know if he's actually scouting for this cavalry archer push or not. But if he scouts that, it's really going to help out right now. But like I said, he's walled himself in. And this is why I keep saying Chris, I think he's walled himself in. He's gone for knights. It's so different. I'm going to start saying it about everyone if this is a metagame shift. But still moving out through here, trying to get some harassment. However, still not happening. We do see the market going up for Chris already. Paladin Rambo still in the game, only down by 1,700 points. But up against someone this high level, that's pretty much a standard. And what are we seeing? We have seen the castle come out, so we might see some chickanews on the way quite quickly. More stables coming out, so it looks like we're not going to see any at all. It looks like we're going to go straight into our Knight mix. Going up into the Imperial Age already quite quickly. And Knights over here managing to take out these cavalry archers. This is going to be a bad if the engagement does not favour Rambo right now, and it's looking like it does not. We're on even upgrades at this stage, however, cavalry archers being forced to get out of there because Knights just have such good armor. They've got that 4 armor on, well, both sides already, and losing quite a few cavalry archers there compared to Knights. It looks like he only lost 2 Knights there compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 11 cavalry archers. So that's quite a good thing when you look at it, and as well as the fact that we do have Chris going up to the Imperial Age. So that means we are going to be seeing paladins most likely. He definitely has the resources available for it. Gonna need a little bit more gold to get both though. And there we go, another stable. And moving forward again, putting down another forward castle, so he's trying to get the damage on here. However, Rambo's just not going to be able to defend from this push. He does have those spears out already, and he's got quite a few pikes, but he's going to need a lot more to be able to deal sufficient damage right now. He's going to need to make sure his wall off here stays complete, otherwise those just paladins will be able to absolutely run in and just slaughter everything in their way. Potentially going to lose some villages here actually, unless he engages it right. Looks like he is going to get away with it. Don't think we've actually seen ballistics yet actually. Ballistics or thumb ring. I think he's missing ballistics at this stage, actually, which is quite interesting. Have we seen a university? We have not seen the university, so there you go. If you watch this Rambo, you need to get that university and get that ballistics as soon as possible. Thumb ring as well, but ballistics definitely being the most important when you're facing off against knights and scouts and things like that, because you need to be able to hit them. Because if they're moving sideways, it's really rarely able to hit them. Chris currently up by a lot of points. We do see Rambo still in the game right now. And let's speed this up quickly before we see it. Managed to pick off a few knights there. Good play kiting this one along here too. Should be able to take that out without too much trouble. Rambo going with the WTF, which I do not know why. Cavalry upgrade has been done. We are seeing the move out right now. Not enough pikes are going to be able to hold this. We do see, what do we see? We see 3 siege workshops and a forward castle going down all at the same time. Splitting his villages up, deathmatch style there. And what's the plan now? Not going to be able to get in there, not going to be able to do enough damage. I would assume that the paladin upgrade is on the way. Let's see if we can find it. And no, can't find it. Might not even be on the way at this stage. Cavalier coming in, all their upgrades except that last armor upgrade, which is quite important, but it can be dealt without, of course. Actually, the attack upgrade is what I meant to say. He does have all the armor upgrades. The last attack upgrade, they're not going to be helpful. Well, going to be helpful, of course, but at this stage it doesn't have it, so it's not going to be helpful. Cavalry archers moving in from this side. This force over here getting absolutely destroyed by Chris at this stage. Pikes managing to do a remarkable amount of damage, but of course he does not have enough available to be able to take on a mass this big. And of course, having to garrison his town centre, we do see another town centre going up in this area over here. The gold has been mined up in his base by the looks of it, so he is going to be in a fair bit of trouble right now. Cavalry archers are doing quite well up against these guys on this hill, but of course they are going to get taken down once they're outmassed. Surprised we haven't seen any of these town centres get taken down yet. Looks like there is going to be a large amount of villagers killed off around here. Paladin yet? I would say so, considering he's got so low resources, but I can't see it anywhere. So I guess not. Rams moving in for Chris right now. Villagers getting killed off by the truckload. This is GG for Rambo. He has no way to come back from this. He may have an economy out over here, may have economy over here, but his just main base is being absolutely trashed right now. He just does not have what it takes to go up against this. And Rambo, we've got Heyman. What's going from this? And Chris, sup. And I don't get it. I don't know what's going on there. You can read that and make your own judgment. Try and explain it to me if you feel like it. Still weird bit. Still, we've got all this coming through. It might mean that he's not attacking straight away. He's sitting back and defending. Something along those lines, but I do not know. Forward castle going up again there for Chris. Going to be able to take this out. And going to be able to take out this area quite quickly. And here we go. Being able to take this out. And just a lot of bit of friendly stuff going on. And looks like this one here will be taken out. We'll just see the end of this conversation, I guess, and then there will be the resign there. So finishing out here. This is interesting. Looks like Rambo's going to learn a bit from this game, honestly. And nice games from Rambo. Thanks, man. And that should be it. And finishing off decimating this economy right now. Castle going up here, pulling out down over here. And looks like this is going to be a good game any second as soon as he decides to resign out. And there we go. He's probably going to be happy this is on YouTube now. He just shouted his name out. So there you go. Paladin Rambo, I dedicate this game to you. If he doesn't know it's here, if any of his friends watch it, definitely send him a link over to here because I want him to see it now. So anyway, that's the game there. We do have Chris playing with some interesting civilizations. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next game.